up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate when you guys drop by. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Snapper's possible acquisition of Proterra. And this is kind of a series of target companies I think that Snapper can actually go after. And I'm going to just do an analysis of these companies and kind of give my opinions on it. And with that being said, I'm not a financial advisor, so these are just opinions, guys. I'm not a professional. I'm some guy on the internet who likes to do this as a hobby, and I thought I would share some of my findings with you guys. So yeah, while you guys are here, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support. I grind and I grind and I grind, and I just try to produce content that's I guess you could say it's informative, but it's also like speculative, right? But yeah. So anything you can do to help me out, comments, like, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the notification bell, all that stuff, I really appreciate it, guys. It goes a long way. So with that being said, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get into it, and we'll talk a little bit more about Proterra. All right, guys. So first company on the block for possible Snapper purchase is going to be Proterra Inc., right? And the reason I'm going with Proterra is because when SNPR.u talked about, like, hey, this is our target company, they wanted an energy company, right? They wanted a company that is, green. They want to, have a company that is for not battery, but energy storage and transmission. And that's kind of what Proterra is, and we're going to go over it, right? So Proterra primarily produces electric buses for transit systems in the United States. And currently, I think they've been around since 2004. So it's been a while. Their CEO is a former Tesla Motors employee named Ryan Popple. And they received a $3 million grant here in 2015 from the California Energy Commission. So the California Energy Commission's already kind of backing them. The other thing that I thought was interesting is that Daimler, right, the same guys who were behind Chrysler and stuff, right, they have invested $155 million into Proterra, right? So they've put some money up, and the company has, let's see here, 415 current buses across multiple cities in the United States. So these are just cities that are serving everything from airport transit to National Park Service to, just Department of Transportation, like, public transit systems, schools. So this is all, this is their business right here. Now, they did have some defects that were reported, I want to say it was right here, back in February, right? But it wasn't a battery issue or anything. It was actually a chassis issue, and they've addressed it, or they're working on addressing that. So this is something that was recently in the news, but the thing is, these are kind of the hiccups that you have with a smaller company. And it was reportedly only 25 buses, right? So they have 415, 25 of them, had they were pulled from service in Philadelphia because of a chassis defect, some plastic issue. So that's something to think about. But this isn't all I want to talk about, right? Like, I don't like to focus on the negative. I'm here to focus about the positive. And the positive is we're going to go to their website. Now, we've talked about their bus. They have a transit industry, right? So they do everything from like airport buses to schools, public and commercial transit, anything that has to do with buses, you name it, they're the electric bus company, right? That's what they do. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is what I think Snapper's really interested in. And there's two different services that they have. They have their Proterra batteries, and they have their charging infrastructure, right? Now, they actually, if you go here to the charging infrastructure section, you'll see that they have different charging stations that are available, So let's say you owned a business, and you had a parking lot, and you wanted to go with Proterra. You wanted them to come out and design, a whole parking lot where you can charge electric vehicles, and it's powered by solar, right? So essentially, they offer the 60 kilowatt charging station, right, which is pretty cool. They have a 125 kilowatt charging station, right? And they talk about the different vehicles that can be charged here. And then they have this big bad boy right here, the 500 kilowatt charging station, right? And basically, you're charging up to 31 miles per 10 minutes, right? For Proterra ZX5 vehicles, right? And this is just because they can actually give you an estimate based off their own vehicles, because this is how they tested it. Now, there is a universal plug-in, which is pretty cool. So basically, it's designed to pretty much plug and play across different industry standards, which is pretty cool. So there's that, right? So this is the first thing that I thought was really neat, is just basically that you're looking at a system that's been designed to charge multiple vehicles, So that's one thing that I think that Snapper would benefit off of, is that charging infrastructure, and just being able to kind of build an industry where, you're going to have these different charging stations that are just all around the country where, you can go and fill up, or a bus can do it, right? And they even offer financing, right? So this is pretty cool to me. If you're a business owner and you want to put some of this stuff in your parking lot, you can actually finance some of this stuff. So that to me is already a win, that they offer something like that. Now, moving on, I want to talk about the batteries. And I think the batteries are probably the most important thing, okay? They have some videos on this website, so if you get a chance, definitely watch them. But you can actually pretty much take their batteries and put them into whatever you want. See how they have all these different pictures? You got like this, that looks like a dump truck. This is like, that right there is a dump truck. Look at that thing. You have the bus, you have this truck, that truck. You have all these different vehicles, right? So basically what they're saying is you can take their different vehicles and you can put them in anything. And the video kind of goes over that. They show like a car, they show like a truck. You can pretty much put them in anything. So they have batteries, they have drivetrains, they have charging systems. They're pretty much setting you up so you can take their stuff and just put it in your car and you're good to go, right? So you have your own electric charging you have your own electric drivetrains, batteries, and charging systems. And the batteries come in like all sorts of different stuff. Like, look at this cool thing right here. It's like a see-through bus. That's pretty cool. So let's look at this. We're going to go to energy services, and we're going to go to battery technology. Okay. Now, when I watched the video, this video is pretty cool, by the way. If you get a chance to watch it, it is really informative. They test the crap out of this. This is like, it looks kind of like a titanium battery, but they talk about the battery's technology, and then they just beat the hell out of it. They put it in an oven and like cook it. It looks like lava. They freeze it with liquid nitrogen. They drop this big like metal thing on it as like an impact kind of deal, and then they just beat it up. Like they test it thoroughly, right, just to make sure it's tough. So it's for heavy duty electric vehicles, and they come in these different sizes, right? So you're going to get different options based off what you need. You have like the S series, you have the H series, a lot longer. And then, they basically give you options, but the video actually shows like all the different sizes and stuff that you can go through. So I thought this was really interesting. And it gives them a little bit of like a plug and play, right? Like, let's say you wanted to have a truck and you wanted to convert it and turn it into like an electric vehicle, and you've already picked your drivetrain that you want to use, and you're just like one of those guys who just wants to like convert something. This is going to basically allow you to do it. And this kind of goes back to Hyliion, right? Like Hyliion is like, let's take what's already out there and let's just make it into, an electric vehicle. And that's the same thing here. So, not only would Tortoise Acquisition Corp 2 be buying a bus company. That's pretty cool that they're an electric bus company, but they're buying a battery company that makes batteries. And they're buying a company that has a charging infrastructure business that can give you charging stations. So this kind of checks off everything, you guys. The company, I think, is within that purchasing, valuation. I don't think they're too expensive compared to, what money Snapper has to work with. So I think Snapper can actually make a play here for Proterra. I think that, given the numbers and given the opportunity here, I think they can do it. And the one thing that I want to stress, and this goes back to Shell when they were looking to merge with Hyliion, right? Like, do they have a working product that is on the market, that is proven, and is it just, it's kind of like a safe bet, right? Because they don't want to go out and buy like a Nikola, where they had to roll a truck down a hill. They want to go out and they want to buy a company that has 415 proven vehicles out on the road, doing the job. They want to go buy a company that's using the same batteries in those vehicles that they produce to sell to other people for conversions. And they want to go out there and they want to get a company that has charging stations that are also approved because they've been used on those same buses, right? So everything here that Proterra is selling is already in use. It's already been proved to work. And there's really not much more that you can ask for, right? You want to have products that you know work at a value that you can purchase them at to build out the business. And I think because of that, I think that makes this the perfect play for Snapper.u. Now, whether they buy it or not, I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe they have a different company in mind. I just thought that I would talk about this one. And I do have a couple more in mind that I want to talk about. And we're going to be going over those videos probably over the next few weeks. But I just wanted to kind of throw this out just to kind of get your guys' minds thinking about what companies are out there and what to expect, because this, if you're an investor in Snapper, you want to be on top of this. You want to be able to say like, okay, well, where's my money gonna go? Because you've already bought the shares. I've bought the shares. I know you guys have bought the shares. So where's your money gonna go? Would you be happy if they bought something like Proterra? Personally, me, I think yeah, this is a good opportunity. They have a lot of different options in this business. It's a very diverse business. It's not just a charging station business. It's not just a battery business. It's a transit service business. It's a bus business. They can sell buses, right? So this, to me, would be a good play. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate you guys when you drop by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave comments in. And yeah, if you guys know any other companies that you want me to cover that you think may be good candidates, throw them down in the comments. I'll check them out. Don't forget, guys, there is a Robinhood link down there in case you need to sign up for a broker. You get one free stock when you sign up. It gives me one free stock when you sign up. So, win-win. Can't argue there. And I will see you guys in the next one.